Well, it's back to Mackinac Island this morning. Recently, Ansley Watson had the opportunity to explore this favorite Michigan destination.
When on Mackinac Island, you're going to see these carriages everywhere. Now, these are a part of the Mackinac Island Carriage Tours, where it is one of the oldest carriage touring businesses in the country. So there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that we don't realize to get these horses ready to take people out on these tours. So stay with us. We'll talk more about that later in the hour. Reporting on Mackinac Island, Ansley Watson, TV6 News.
All right, thanks a lot, Ansley. And as I said earlier, I would just love to go back in time and enjoy some of that weather again. Welcome back. This morning, we have more on Ansley Watson's time on Mackinac Island, as today we learn more about the world's largest and oldest operated horse and buggy service.
Of course, when you come to Mackinac Island, you've got to ride on one of the carriage tours. But there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that you don't really see. So to talk more about that, joining me this morning, Dale Peterson, you're the barn manager here. Good morning.
Good morning to you too.
So what goes on in these barns? Now, we see all the beautiful horses, taking people out for rides on the streets, but it comes down to taking care of them. What's your everyday routine like?
Well, we start here about 6:30 in the morning and cleaning manure, which that's an everyday thing here. Start cleaning manure, get the barn clean, and then start getting some of the teams ready. You got to start hauling the manure out to the dump and then preparing all the teams to hit the road.
How many teams are there?
In the summer, we've got about 60 teams that work downtown.
And that's a total of how many horses?
120 horses.
Wow. So at peak season, you mentioned 300 horses. When is that?
300 plus horses from mid-May through end of August.
And what kind of horses are these? They're absolutely beautiful.
We've got Belgians and Percherons mostly.
Wow. So then when the peak season kind of dwindles down, the horses don't stay on the island, is that correct?
No, they go up north, about 25 miles north of here to Pickford, Michigan. Cheaper to ship them to the food than it would be to ship the food to them.
No kidding. I mean, how much food do they eat in a day?
Well, we haul hay here 5 days a week. We haul 3 wagon loads a day, 18 tons of oats a week. So there's a lot of food here for them.
So you feed them, you get them ready, then you carry them up to be a part of the team to get them out on the road. What's all the equipment that it takes to get them to do that?
Well, obviously harnesses. You got to have a good harness on them, good solid carriage. Get them hooked up. That takes 3 guys to hook them up in the morning. Send them through the wash rack, make sure the carriage is clean and ready to go for town. Once they leave, then we start getting their switch teams ready because the horses only work 4 to 6 hours per day.
Oh, really?
So then we have to get their afternoon team ready. We feed them around 11 o'clock, and then about 1 o'clock they start coming in and we start switching out the teams for them.
So is there a certain amount of hours that they have to rest for then?
Yeah, generally they work 12 hours, 4 hours to 6 hours in a shift. 12 hours later they do it again, and then they get a 24-hour rest period after that.
Interesting. Why do you you've been doing this for over 30 years. You've worked with these horses.
Yeah, I love the horses. I love the people that work here. It's kind of like my second family here.
Absolutely. Well, we've got so much more to talk about, so stay with us, Dale.
All right.
Report on Mackinac Island, Ansley Watson, TV6 News.
All right, thanks, Ansley. I'm wondering how I can get signed up for that work schedule.
Yeah, 24-hour rest period after you work just a couple days.
Yeah, if anybody would need that rest period today, Cassie, I think it's you.
Yeah, talking a lot yesterday about all the flooding.
Welcome back. Of course, it takes a lot of manpower to get the horses on Mackinac Island ready to take people out on the carriage rides. Ansley Watson explains more about how they do it.
Meet John. He is one of the many horses that will take you out if you come to Mackinac Island on a carriage tour. Joining me this morning is Dale Peterson, and you are the barn manager here. Thank you so much for being with me this morning.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure having you here.
So we have a beautiful horse here. First of all, what kind of horse is John?
It's a Percheron.
All right. Now, you obviously have to get the horses ready, all prettied up before they take people out on rides. Let's go through the standards. What do you guys do?
We start out, first of all, we check to make sure all our shoes are on.
Okay.
And if off, we send them to the blacksmith shop. But once they're ready to go, we use a curry comb and a brush and start cleaning them.
How long usually does this whole process take?
It takes about 5 minutes to clean a horse, a couple minutes to throw the harness on him, give him a wash on his legs if needed, and he'd be ready to go.
Do they tend to get pretty dirty, or do they stay decently clean?
It depends. Some horses are kind of piggy horses, others aren't, you know.
Some like to roll in the mud,
Pretty
some
much,
don't.
yeah. Some horses lay down in the stalls, others don't.
Very, very cool. Well, this is a very big horse. Do you know how much it weighs?
It weighs about 1,700 pounds.
Do you have any babies that are born on the island ever?
No, none whatsoever.
Do you only have male horses?
No, we have both mares and geldings here, mostly geldings.
They do incredible work. Now, do you have to train them? What's that like?
Well, most of the horses, all of the horses that come over here are fully broke because we have new people driving every year. Probably 80% of our crew is new. So the horses have to be well broke to work here.
Well, let's talk about that angle of things. People who drive the carriages, is that hard for them, the training?
We go through about a 2-week training period in the spring. And after 2 weeks, they're generally ready to go. Not everybody's cut out to be a driver. There's other jobs available here if it doesn't work out for them.
Overall, the horses, they know the route, they kind of know what to do, or is this just standard for them?
Yes, it is.
What's like one of your most favorite parts about working with these horses?
Just being with them every day.
They're obviously gentle giants.
They sure are.
I'm falling in love very quickly with John here. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Dale. Is there anything else you'd like to say about behind the scenes that people don't really realize?
Well, there's a lot that goes on here, but yeah, we'll just keep it at that.
All right, well, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Oh, you're welcome.
Reporting on Mackinac Island, Ansley Watson, and we'll be back with more of your TV6 Morning News after the break.